Think, really think about how important our homes are to our everyday lives. Think about what our homes represent, whether it be our places of safety, solitude, relaxation, leisure, or even our refuge from the world around us. We all cherish the protection and comfort we have within these walls, until that is, they are broken. You see, while our homes are often constructed with physical walls, the reality is that at times these walls can be just as arbitrary as they are physical. And what better way to shatter these perceptions of our homes than what I genuinely consider to be one of, if not my greatest fear of all, home invasions. Now, for those of you whose minds immediately imagine wartime upon me saying those words, no, I'm not referring to instances where tanks plow through your walls. I'm, of course, referring to instances where somebody crosses the fine lines between the outside and the inside of your homes. And it is with these occurrences that we begin to realize how truly arbitrary the lines between out there and in our homes really are. How arbitrary these lines that separate us between them out there. Now, more often than not, fortunately, these home invasions tend to be nothing more than petty robberies that are typically botched midway because the perpetrator is too much of a wuss to continue, or maybe they're just too socially awkward to inform the homeowner of what it is they're doing. But nonetheless, home invasions can be pretty frightening simply because the intentions can vary so much between the people who commit them. Think of them in a sense as being like gold diggers. Some of them may leave as soon as possible with as much money or valuables as they can take. Some of them may even be looking to straight up rob you, or some of them may even be looking to bite your off. Oh, what? Oh, shoot. Well, I guess YouTube wants me to be family friendly. Yeah, sorry about that, everyone. What the shit? But anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, home invasions. Man, I can already imagine a scenario where I'm just washing my hands after using the restroom and then hearing some damn footsteps downstairs and looking over the railings of my catwalk to see someone in my home who's not supposed to be here going something like, "Oh, hey there. Don't mind me too much. The hell do you think you're doing inside of here?" "Nothing, nothing, really. I just. Are you really sure of that?" "Oh, come on, man. Why the hostility? I'm just really curious as to why you're inside a home that is obviously not yours, man." "Well, to be truthful about it, I'm not looking to steal any of your family's possessions. Not your jewelry, not your electronics, nothing of that nature. Truthfully, I'm looking for you, man." And that actually provides a smooth segue into my next point in the video, the home invaders that do not care about robbing the place so much as they are out for the occupants inside the house, where most invaders would immediately cower at the slightest sound or hint of. For these types of home invaders, this is exactly what they want and exactly what they're looking for. Now, these people were already recklessly audacious enough to break a freaking law and enter your home. So if they do that, who knows what else they're also capable of. Let me relate this back to my own experiences in being a person who is so deathly afraid of if this ever happens to me. So since I'm so deathly afraid of if these home invasion incidents were to happen to me, you can imagine that a natural consequence of that fear is that I'll have heightened awareness when I believe something to be even slightly wrong. So in other words, I'm freaking paranoid as shit, and even the slightest house noises, if consistent enough, can already get my mind racing, thinking there's a freaking maniac in my house. Well, speaking of house noises, I have a story that took place a few years back that I'd like to share here. So I had just gotten home from school, and of course I was home alone at the time, as is typical with these stories. So I was relaxing and enjoying myself while laying on the couch in my family room, watching a little bit of YouTube, of course, unwinding from the whole day's mess when I suddenly hear creaking from the upstairs. Initially, I believed it to be, and thus attributed it to be, normal house settling or house creaking noises, but then they continued. And I immediately noticed that they almost sounded a little too consistent, almost like the footsteps of someone walking right above me. in the upstairs catwalk of my house. I sat up immediately in response, pondering what to do. I had remembered some years ago that my neighbor's house was burgled, and the point of entry was the master bedroom's ensuite bathroom window. And because this happened at the time when I was a kid, I naturally became paranoid of that specific window since anyone else could then use it to enter my own house if others had already done it before, especially so close by. So I slowly and quietly walked out into this atrium like area of my house by the front door, then waited silently, pondering for 2 whole minutes if I should announce my presence or to ask who was there. 2 minutes, everyone. That may not sound like a while, but let me tell you, my house is not that big. And for a suspected home invasion, 2 minutes in my circumstance then was a hell of a long wait before I finally mustered up the courage and asked if anyone was there. And of course, there turned out to be no one inside with me, just that the creaking somehow happened in such a way that they sounded like human footsteps. I mean, I'm sure I've since grown from that experience in one way or another, but man, that was freaky. Just came to show me how much scarier these occurrences are to me, since I actually thought in the moment that it was happening for real. Tigger, what the hell are you doing?